Hey everybody, Bob the Canadian here. I'm a little earlier than last week. Last week I started at I think 7:20. Right now it is 7:15 here, just one moment. I brought my computer with today so that it will be a little easier for me to see the chat. I won't have to keep touching my phone all the time like I have been doing. Let me just make sure that things are working. That's the first thing I like to do. Right now it is... Hey, it sounds like things are working and it looks like people are in the chat. So I want to start by saying hello to Raldo, if he's still here. Lali, Davis were here earlier. Apau is here, Miriam is here, and Sala is here. So a few people mentioning their dogs. Oscar's around somewhere. I know he was in the little picture, the thumbnail for the video, but he might make an appearance again soon. So anyways, welcome to this Saturday night English lesson. It's meant to be a conversation practice lesson, so it's meant just to allow you to ask questions in the chat. As you ask questions in the chat, I try to keep up with them. It is, I think, as close as we can get to having a real English conversation. Last week there were almost 90 people here. I'm not sure we'll have that many today, but hey, that doesn't matter to me. Whoever shows up, and it will be fun. So in the chat so far we have Deborah saying it's her first time here. Hello Deborah Moraz Lapria. Fabio asks, how's it going? It's going really good, Fabio. Actually, I had a pretty good day today. You can see behind me, the river is still flooded. It's still quite wet here. It has been raining a lot still. I think each week I mention that it's been a lot of rain falling from the sky. So it's been a good week and I had a really good day. Zaya Yinsi says good evening. Lali says it's 1:15 a.m. in France, up late. Rasim says, hello Bob, it's nice to see you as always. Hello Rasim. Victor says it's good to see you again. Hello Victor, it's good to see you again, even though I can't really see you. Anna says hello from Italy. Hello. A lot of people watch this evening live stream from Europe. I think they go out for the evening, and then when they come in at the end of the evening, they sit down and they have a cup of tea and watch a live stream to practice their English a bit. Kazim says, hey there Bob, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Chai Pasi says, good morning sir, from Cambodia. Awesome, from the other side of the world. Hello Zahra, hello Sirwan. Languages with Dan says, nice, love it. Hi Dan, it's cool to see another language teacher here. Zeev says hello Zeev to you as well. Andrea is here, Victor is here. I'll be the first one. What does impose mean and how would you use it? So when you impose on someone, the best example is if you go to someone's house uninvited. So you haven't been invited to the house, you would be imposing on those people. So you would be just going there without being invited and expecting that they're going to invite you in for a cup of tea or something else. Generally, it's polite. This isn't just an English thing, but it's polite to phone someone and to be invited over. And when you're invited over, then you're not imposing on someone. Great question. That was great. Let me go back a little bit. Hi everyone. Hi Kazim. Hi Bob. Nice to see you too, Miriam. Santa says, hi Bob, how was your field trip yesterday? So yesterday I took my students on a field trip. It was a good field trip. We went to a place that processes food. So it was an interesting trip. So the students could see how carrots were turned into carrots, from carrots into, they would dry the carrots. So it was a good thing to do after having done a live lesson on food yesterday. So that was cool. Prospect, how do we use this word? So prospect. So a prospect can be someone in sports. If someone's really good at something, you say that they're a prospect. That means that if your team gets that player, it would be good for your team. It has another meaning as well, and it means to look for gold. You prospect for gold. So that's an interesting word. Abdallah, hello Abdallah, good to see you again. Javier is here as well. Uu is back. Hello Uu. And then someone with a Chinese name that I can't pronounce. You should tell me what your name is. Zeev is here. Anna. Fabiola says, hi teacher, good morning from Indonesia. Hello. Rosangela is here from Brazil again. Good to see you, Rosangela. Uu is glad to see me again. Mohammed says, God bless you. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Zahra says, hello from Iraq. I'm trying to learn more about the English language. Well, that's great, Zahra. This is a good place to do that. I do tend to speak a little too quickly sometimes, but I don't mind slowing down once in a while if people ask me. Miriam says, without any English language friends, how can I improve my English? This question comes up a lot, and the reality is that you somehow, at a certain point in your learning, you have to find someone who speaks English. You can do a lot with the internet, but at some point, hopefully, Miriam, hopefully you can find someone that can help you. Victor says, thanks for the explanation. No problem, Victor. If you're wondering, I do try to read the chat out loud as well, so that you can, the sentences that you write, then you can hear the pronunciation of that sentence. So some people like it, some people don't. It's just the way this live stream works, or this live lesson. So New Chen 8880 says, good morning. I heard you said it's Saturday there. In Vietnam it's Sunday and it's a rainy Sunday. Well, you know what? It is, let's see here. It is 7:20 p.m. On a Saturday night here in Canada. It is a little bit cloudy. It's not raining, but I hear that when you say it's raining, a rainy Sunday in Vietnam. So thanks for joining us, Nguyen. Al Mutari is back again. Hello. It's Ramadan, and we don't eat this meat. I'm not sure exactly. If you want to finish that sentence, Al Mutari. Oh, yeah, you don't eat till it's dark, correct? Let me know exactly how that works. I have a hello from Korea. Osama says, nice river. So behind me, we have a couple things to look at. Sometimes there's cats. There's no cats right now. We have the peony bushes, which are going to have flowers on them in a few weeks. They're a little bigger than last week. And you can see again, the river is very, very flooded. The water this week came up again. So we are experiencing a lot of rain here in Canada, a lot more than normal. When you have something that's more than normal. So normally we get this much rain in April. I think last month we got this much rain. So there's lots of water everywhere, lots of puddles everywhere. Anna says, where is your dog now? So Jen, my wife Jen, is actually doing chores. So she's feeding our sheep and our goats. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when a family has a dog, only one person in the family is in charge of the dog. So in my family, Jen is the person who the dog likes the most. So whenever Jen is outside, Oscar is with her. So that's usually how it goes. Ooh says, really, I waited for the live stream. Happy, enjoy your Sunday. Thank you very much. Yes, I hope that I have a good night's sleep later. And I hope that tomorrow morning I wake up on Sunday morning refreshed. When you're refreshed, you feel like you have lots of energy. Kazim wants to know who's fasting for the holy month. So give a thumbs up if you are with Kazim on that. Zachariah says, I really like your videos. I usually watch your videos on Instagram. Keep it up. Yeah, so if you don't know, I do like a little tiny 1-minute lesson every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday over on Instagram. And a lot of people like those. They're also on my other YouTube channel. I put them in both places. So if you are used to watching it on one, you can also watch it on the other. But just little tiny 1-minute lessons every day. I'm drinking peppermint tea again with just a little bit of sugar. I wanted to put honey in it, but I couldn't find any honey. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll back. I'm happy to catch you. Hello, Awad. Thanks, Awad. Thanks for being here. Carthy says, I'm from the Philippines. It's 7 p.m., but how come it isn't dark? I think because in you know how the Earth tilts? I'm trying to get this right. The Earth tilts towards the sun and back again. So we are on this part of the Earth. So we are in the northern hemisphere, and the Earth is tilting towards the sun. So it's actually light out until almost 8:30. We have another hour of sunlight, even though it's evening. So it's our summer almost here. So it's a little bit more light out. Let's see here. Santos says, isn't it close to finish school? It's almost. So we finished the school year in June. So right now it's May. So I have about 7 or 8 more weeks of work, and then the school year will be over. Carthy says, in the Philippines it's 7:23 in the morning. Have a blessed Sunday. Thank you very much. Ann Gal says, good morning, Bob. It's 6:25 a.m. in Thailand. Yes, hello. I really hope to visit a lot of these parts of the world Sunday. Hello, Ann. Welcome. Vanessa says, hi, Bob. Great job you're doing. Is there any difference between the words heist and assault? P.S. What plants are those behind you? So let's start with that. Those are peonies. They are growing quite well. Everybody hold on. We're gonna move for a sec here. So don't panic when the camera starts to move. So we are going to go look at these just for a moment. So these are peonies, and right now they are about that big. This will all turn into leaves, and then eventually they'll turn into flowers, and that will be really, really cool. So hold on a sec here where I put you guys back in the camera holder. There we go. It's a pretty shaky trip. Excuse me. So, what was the second questions? Let me see here. Isn't it, what are those plants behind you? Let's see here. What kind of tree is behind you? Well, there's definitely a maple tree over there. And across the river, I'm not sure what kinds of trees those are. Let's see. Just looking through the chat here for a second to see what's the next questions. Zahra says, I have some problems with the practice. I feel shy when I try to speak with Iraq people because they laugh at me. You know, they say the only way to learn a language is to be brave, to have a lot of courage. So somehow you have to find the right people, the ones that don't laugh at you. So hopefully you can do that. Vanessa asked the difference between heist and assault. So a heist is like a robbery. It's when people go like to a bank with guns, and then they say stick them up, and then I don't know, you've seen that in movies. I have not experienced that myself. But a heist is when you steal something. Assault is when you hit somebody, like if you punch somebody or if you attack somebody. That is what we would call an assault. Rosangela says, in Brazil it's 8:24 p.m. Yasin is here. Hello. Hey, Bob. Hi, Bob from Kurdistan. Loser and psycho, what do these mean? So this is not a nice word, the word loser. When you, in English, when you don't like someone, and if you want to be rude, you call them a loser. So when you play a game, we have a winner and a loser, and it's okay to use the word loser then. But if I just say to a friend, you're a loser, you're such a loser, it's quite an insult. So you want to be careful with that word. And a psycho is someone who's, they're not right in the head. They're a little bit crazy, and they do crazy things. So, there's loser. And then Victor asks, what does yonder mean? Well, Victor, over yonder, you see a river, and over yonder, you see a big tree. So we don't use the word yonder a lot. It's kind of an old fashioned word, but over yonder, you can see a whole bunch of trees. So it means far away. Santos says, how's the students' behavior at your school? They're really good students. I have really nice students right now. So, and which subject, Anna asked, which subject do you teach at school? So right now I'm teaching French and I'm teaching business classes. I also teach computer classes, and I actually haven't taught English this year. So some years I teach English, this year I am not. Lali wants to know, can we see your dog now? As soon as he comes out, I'll see if I can get him to come over, Lali. Esteban says, hi Bob. Hello Esteban, how are you? Zulika says, wow, you look nice with the dog. Yeah, the picture from this morning, he was trying to lick my face. Oscar was trying to lick my face. Ooh says, weather in Taiwan now, it's raining. Weather in Thailand, it's so hot. My family in Thailand is there in the hot season. Yeah, it's definitely the hot season, isn't it? Abdallah says, it made me really annoyed when my order saw me when I was practicing my English with a mirror and told me that I needed to see a psychiatrist. So when you practice English by yourself, by looking in a mirror, it's really good practice, by the way. You should do that. It's definitely a good idea to practice in the mirror. So you stand and you say the words. But if someone sees you, they might think you're a little bit crazy. And then it says, could you please, Ann Gal says, could you please pronounce his story and history? So if a man tells his story, notice I'm pausing there. We actually do that in English as well, because history is everything that's happened. Oscar, hey, come here, Bob. Come here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. You got to see Oscar. Okay, so you got to see Oscar. He, I don't think he stepped on my laptop, but he definitely came and said hi. So hopefully you get a good laugh out of that. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch. Sorry, I'll stop laughing in a second. I'm really happy that Oscar came to visit. So, let's see here. Could you please, history did that. Zeev says, now it's 2:30 a.m. at night and I'm at work. Zeev, that's pretty cool. Are you working the night shift? That's what we call it when people work during the night. Wida says, what a beautiful place that you're in, I would assume. Yes, so this is actually the farm that I grew up on as a little kid. And I bought it from my mom a number of years ago. Nyun says, good. Oh, what's the word on your shirt? I think it's just the brand name Carbon. I know I just bought it in a store because I liked it. So I think this is not a real word. It's just the name of the company. Let's see here. Good morning from Vietnam. You have a nice mug. There is very good tea inside, yes. By the way, I hadn't heard your answer. I'm going to have to scroll back for that one in a bit. Jose says, hi Bob from Brazil, thanks a lot. You are helping me learn English. Excellent, I'm glad to help. Anne says, you have so many skills. Yes, not too bad. Let me back up one. So I went too far, now I'm gonna go back to a question. Santo Melendez says, how many students per class? So about 25 students per class, sometimes 30. And that can be a lot. Beryl Wilson is here. Hello, how are you doing? Sorry I'm late, but I got it. And then, hey everybody, Oscar is amazing. Lali says, I love your dog, thank you. Amante says, hello Amante. Rachel is here now. Hello Rachel Tang, how are you? Hello Bob and everyone. Esteban, yeah, we see the dog. Yeah, we definitely saw the dog. Karthi says, Oscar is very cute. I'm a little bit confused how to use the word basically. Thank you. So, basically is kind of almost like a filler word. Like if I say, you know, basically every morning I drink tea, or basically every day I go to work, it means that you do that all the time. So it's like a fundamental or everyday occurrence. If you say that someone was, you know, they're basically a nice person, it would mean that most of the time they're a nice person. So that's how we would use that. Says, your dog is so cute. Yes, he is a pretty cute dog. Oscar jumped onto the table. He definitely did, yes. So Haki says a number of years ago. So when I say, you could say something was 10 years ago, or you could say it was a number of years ago, and it simply means you don't know exactly how many. Why did you not say a few days ago? I actually can't remember what I was talking about, so I'm not sure what the question means. Zeev says, yes, we also call it the graveyard shift. Yes, sometimes when you work through the night, you call it the graveyard shift. Amante says, what time is it? So it's 7:35 p.m. right now. Awad says, I've been living in Vancouver for 3 years. Very cool, Awad. You should let us know what you do for a job. That would be great. Rosangela says, please, how do you pronounce these words? Weakened and weekend. So there's a real slight difference. So when someone is weakened, so if you're strong and then you hurt yourself, then you are weakened. So you're less strong. But right now it's the weekend. So it's the weekend. If I say them fast though, Rosangela, they almost sound the same, don't they? So it's the weekend. So today is Saturday, so it's the weekend. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty. Okay, no cats today, I guess. The cat just said no. But if you're less strong, then you're weakened. So, Almature says your dog is so fast. Yeah, I was a little worried he was gonna. I have my computer here. I thought he was gonna step on my computer. That would not have been a good thing. That would have been bad. So, Yasin said, oh, Marcelo says, hi, Bob. I'm late. Yasin says, I've got lots of dogs, but they're a bit wild. Yes, sometimes dogs can be a bit wild. Sirwan Taher says, you're from which town in Canada? So I'm in the province of Ontario, and I live out in the country, but I live close to the town of Smithville. You can actually, my address, if you want to send me a postcard, is down below. And I live close to the city of Hamilton. That's the closest city. Lali says, is there a difference between specially and especially? So it was an especially good day today. And I delivered the I delivered the flowers especially. Not really. I use especially more though. But there are slight differences. You'll need to look it up in an English dictionary, I think, Lali, to get the exact differences. Santo Melendez, hope you keep on doing this live stream on Saturday. It's very convenient for many. Yes, I think as long as I'm home, some Saturday nights we go out, but most Saturday nights I'm home. I will be happy to do the live stream, but some Saturday nights I'll be out doing something fun, and then maybe I'll just do a shorter one that night. But I do, Santos, plan to keep doing it. Marcelo says, nice flowers over there. Thanks, Marcelo. In a few weeks, they'll be blooming and they'll be even more beautiful. Sky Fu is here. Good morning from China. Hello, Sky Fu. Badur says hi. Hello, Badur. Yasin says, Bob, sanctuary state and sanctuary city. Whoa. There's now a dog chasing a cat. I'm not sure if you got to see that at all. That scared me a little bit. A sanctuary state and a sanctuary city, usually those are cities where immigrants and refugees can stay without being afraid of the police or the law. I don't know a lot about them because I think they have them in the United States. We don't have them in Canada. So Asanir is here. Hello, Asanir. Hi, Bob. How are you today? I am doing really good. I'm having a great day. Abdullah says, how do you call that in English? Oh, so this is, Abdallah wants to know, is it a mug, a glass, or a cup? I'm not quite familiar with it. So this we call a travel mug. So this is a mug where you put in something hot. I don't know if it'll steam in front of the camera, but I have hot tea. So this is a mug. When you go in a vehicle, you can put this, if you go in a car or van, you can put this in the cup holder. So we would call this a travel mug. You could also call it a cup, for sure. And how do you call that name? Oh yes, Anna says, how long are your live streams? So Anna, the Friday morning live stream yesterday is usually 30 minutes, half an hour. And this one I usually do for about an hour. I usually see how things are going and how many people show up and go from there. Almaturi says, what day is your birthday? I'm not sure I want to tell you what day my birthday is, but it's in July, so it's in a few months. I'm gonna be I think I'm going to be 49. I stopped counting. At a certain age, you stop counting. Hamila says, I think I am late. No, you're not late. We started just a little while ago. I'm going to keep going for another 40 minutes, Hamila. You'll be fine. Haiki says, cool, I live in Toronto in Vaughn. Very cool. Everyone should look in the chat at the word Vaughn, because people who come to Canada and learn to speak English have trouble saying that word. So it's Vaughn. So if you look for Haiki, it says, cool, I live in Toronto, and then smiley face, Vaughn. Tricky word. Zeev says, I had a few dogs in my life, but one, a German Shepherd. So German Shepherd was the smartest. So Oscar is I think he's a little bit German Shepherd. I think he's 4 different kinds of dog mixed together. So I think that's where some of his smarts comes from. Hamlia says, oh, I just clicked something and everything moved really quickly. Hello from Indonesia, thank you. Jenny said, this is the 3rd time to watch your live stream. I love it, thank you very much, Jenny. Lali says, I saw your cat. Yeah, did an orange cat go by? Did an orange cat go by? One of my kids is over there, so. Gloria says, hi Bob and everybody, I'm late, but better late than never. That's actually, hi Gloria, thanks for coming. That's actually a great English saying, better late than never. So that's a great, I'm late, but better late than never. That means that it's better to be late to something than to not go at all. Amante says, what is your name? My name's actually Bob. That's actually my name. And John Kindle says, hello from India. Vidur says, how can I support myself in English? Thanks. So here's the deal. I say this a lot, but you need to read. You need to watch the news. You need to watch YouTube videos. You need to listen to music. You need to do some practice writing every day. You need to expand your vocabulary, and you have to find someone you can speak to. You can do those first 6 things by yourself. It's the last one that gets a little tricky. Ooh says, a dog, he is happy today and funny. Yes, he is very happy. He likes water, so he's been playing in the river. You didn't get to see it, but Oscar is very muddy right now. So the top part of his body is a nice brown color, but his legs and his belly are all muddy from playing in the river. Augusto says, oh wait, let me back up here. Actually, I understand what you say, however. Good. I feel that I can't express it. Yeah, it's tricky. You can understand me. So what I do recommend is if you listen to the video again tomorrow, this video, and then look at some of the questions you asked and listen to me say it, and then try to shadow it. Try to say it yourself. Lali says, do you have hives? So we do not have hives. So you guys are familiar with honey. Honey comes from bees, bzz, and bees live in beehives. Many times out in the country, people will have beehives. So that's what Lali is asking about, if we have hives. We have too much work to do, but it would be really cool someday to have hives. I would maybe try that when I don't work so much. So, Oscar is so cute, says Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Augusto says hi. Hello, Augusto. Yasin says his birthday is June 26th, and he's going to be 27. So that's awesome, Yasin. If I remember, I'll try to remember to say happy birthday to you, but I'll probably forget. Karthi says, what time are you going to sleep? By the way, can I also say what time are you going to bed? Thanks. Yes. So when you ask someone what time they're going to decide to go to sleep at night, you can say, what time are you going to go to sleep? What time are you going to go to bed? Those are the same things. But be a little bit careful when you're asking about going to bed, because it can quickly become, when 2 people go to bed, then it's a little more sexual. So just be careful with that. It's better to ask when someone's going to sleep. So Victor says, Bob, which one is correct, favorite or favorite? So the first favorite is how you would spell it if you were in the United States of America. And the second favorite is how I spell it because I'm a Canadian. So that's the difference there. Let's see here. Oh, the chat's not moving automatically. There's a lot. I'm a little bit behind. I might have to skip a few, so sorry about that. Zahra says, keep your live. Gloria says, do you have a video about how to prepare for a job interview? No, I don't, Gloria. I will try to do one. Abraham, oh wait, what do you favorite thing to eat in the morning? My favorite thing to eat is muffins, but I really shouldn't eat them. F17U says, how was your post-op checkup? I went for a scan. They scanned me. I think everything's good. Abraham says, sometimes I read sentences that are written in negative forms, but not always. They use do not once in a while, and they only use not or not to. I don't know when I can use each of them. So that's a little too tricky to explain in a live stream, Abraham. I'll try to find some information about that. But yeah, we throw the word not into a lot of sentences, and I know it makes it tricky, but I'm gonna just kind of move over that one. Yasin wants to see my big bro, maybe my bigger brother or my younger brother someday. Nyin says, which topic in computer science do I teach? So I teach game design, Nyin. Anna asks, have you eaten dinner yet? Yes, I did have dinner. I had an egg on toast. It was really good. Gilza says, how are you? Lali says, I can understand you very well. I think I'm getting caught up here. Beryl Wilson says, although there are several podcasts in the net, believe me, yours calls much more attention because it's funny and you speak very clearly. Thank you. I try my best. Pathom Pong says, good morning. Good morning. Abdallah says, I'm a procrastinator. So a procrastinator is someone who leaves everything to the last minute, or tends to leave things to the last minute. So if they have a big project, they don't start working on it until almost when it needs to be done. Saba says hi. Hello, Saba. Zahra says, I need to have my suhoor, early meals now, because in Ramadan here, because it's Ramadan, yeah. So that means that you need to go a long time without eating. So here's what Bob the Canadian does when someone mentions something that they do. When the live stream's over, then I go to Wikipedia and I read all about it, because I like to learn about other people and other things. Uu says, what flowers do you grow on your farm? So our most common flower is the peonies behind us. I can actually type in chat, can I? So we grow peonies, zinnias, sunflowers, and many, many more. Sorry, I forgot I could actually type right here on my computer. I should do that. Yes, mine says, Guilherme says hi from Brazil. Hello, Guilherme. Guilherme Moras, I think I'm saying it right. Yes, mine says, I want to ask you a question. I understand English very well, but I can't talk. I tried a lot, but I always make mistakes, and I feel like I'm not improving. You just have to keep doing it. It's so hard. When I was learning French too, it's a challenge to speak the language. It's a lot easier to read. It's a lot easier to listen. It's even a lot easier to write, but speaking is hard. You just got to start somewhere. Start in the mirror in the morning. I promise people won't think you're crazy. Santos says, how's the weather out there? You're wearing a light shirt and the grass is green. It's actually cold. So right now it's 8 degrees Celsius. And tonight I think it's going down to 6 degrees Celsius. So it's usually a little warmer right now. Augusto says, I live in Worthington, Minnesota. I like your videos. I can't speak English well. Well, Augusto, you have a huge advantage if you live in Minnesota. So you just need to get out there and find someone to talk to. If you smile a lot, it helps. That's what I'm going to tell you. Abdallah, English isn't phonetic. The letters don't correspond directly to the sound. Yes, I'm very sorry about the English language. I think I apologize almost every day for it's very complicated. And yes, things don't always sound the way that they're supposed to. Let's see here. Amante says, is it very cold there? It's not too bad, but I'll show you. I have my winter coat with me, and I have my gloves with me, just in case it gets a little cold while we're doing the live stream. Let's see here. Skyfu says, Sunday morning, I'm watching the live stream in bed right now. So that's a good way to wake up. Listen to Bob, the Canadian, teaching some English. By the way, if you haven't clicked the like button, I always ask people to click the like. I don't know, there's a like button down there. Click it if you could. Yilmaz says, yeah, hi Bob, I've been living in Canada for 5 months. I learn English. That is really awesome, Yilmaz. Let me know in the chat where you came from. I'd be curious to know. Yasin says it's Ramadan here, 2:48 a.m. I'm gonna eat before dawn. Thanks for your help. Awesome, Yasin. I hope that you have that Ramadan is a good and spiritual time for you. Abraham says, Bob, please take notes about my question and try making a video about it another time. I will try to do that, Abraham Pena. Maybe I'll scroll back through tomorrow and dig it out. Come and check the comments at some point tomorrow. I'll see if I can answer it. Ooh says, wow, that's awesome. You grow a lot of flowers. Nice. Yes. And ooh, we grow the flowers and then we also make them into bouquets. So a bouquet is a collection of different kinds of flowers. So we do that as well. Wow, that's awesome. Hamlia Rama Hamid says, wow, can you speak Spanish right now? I can't. I can only speak English. Et je peux parler français. Ça, c'est les deux langues que je parle. Those are the two languages that I speak. Beryl Wilson says, it's funny, the English speakers can't say the sound. Do you want me to try and say them? I think it says aha, ahi, ahi in Portuguese. I'm not a good, I'm gonna look those sounds up and try to learn them just for fun. Guiher Mora says, I realized. Oh, thanks. Yes Mine says, yes, I always talk to myself in front of the mirror. Thank you for answering my question. You're doing great. God bless you. Thank you very much, Yes Mine. But you should practice in front of the mirror. The other thing you can do is record yourself. So get out your phone and hit record and then talk English to your phone and then hit stop and then hit play and listen to yourself on your phone. Try that as well. It's an interesting way to learn that. How do you change from Celsius to Fahrenheit? I think you double it and add 30. So if it's 10 degrees here, I think it's 52 Fahrenheit. That would be my guess, somewhere in there. Rosangela says, how long do you speak French? So Rosangela, really I've only been speaking French the last 5 years, but in Canada, all students in school, in English schools, you learn a little bit of French for 12 years. So you have 2 French lessons every week in school, from grade 1 to grade 12, okay? So most Canadians know a really small amount of French because they have a few French lessons. So, Uu says, I'm watching your English language in your live stream, teacher, so I can understand and speak English well and speak English better. That's a great thing to do, Uu. I hope you're also reading. I know Uu works really hard at learning English because she's told me that before, but I'm glad that you're also watching. Anna says, I agree with you. Speaking skill is the hardest to get. It is. And it's kind of a challenge, right? Because you need to figure out, I think last week we talked about looking for a language club, and a few people mentioned that their cities have language clubs where you can go and you wear a sticker that says, my name is Bob, I speak English, I want to learn Italian or Spanish, and then other people can help you with your language. So Mohammed says, hey, I like your videos. Thank you. That's nice to know. Lali says, wow, great accent in French. Part of the reason, this is how I practiced my French. I watched Cyprien on YouTube. I really like Cyprien. He has a really good French YouTube channel. Heike says, how many new vocabulary should one learn daily? So that's really up to you. I think last week we talked about if you learned 10 words every day for a year, you would know over 3,500 words. So you can kind of think about if you wanted to know 10 or 15,000 words, you could divide that up and decide how many you needed to learn in one day. Nguyen says, Bob, I have just learned the phrase rise and shine, and I'm still confused. Do you really say that to try to wake up someone in the morning? We do actually say that sometimes. So we do, especially with children, we'll say time to get up. rise and shine. And we do actually say that. So to rise is to, like, you rise, right? You get out of bed and you rise. And the sun shines from the sky, but people can also shine. Like if they're wide awake, we kind of say that they shine. So we do say that, rise and shine. So some of you who are waking up, rise and shine. Zeev says, and from kilos to pounds. That is like kilos to pounds. I don't know how to convert kilos to pounds in my head. Yeah, you'll have to look that up, Zeev, on the internet. Beryl Wilson says, I talk to my dogs in English. That's actually a good idea, Beryl Wilson. I talk to my dogs in English and they understand all the commands. English is easy. That's a great thing to do. If you have pets and if you already like to talk to your pets, you should talk to them in English. When the flowers grow, you will not be sold. They will not. So when we grow the flowers, we do sell them. We're actually selling flowers now already. We have an order going out. We had an order go out today for a few flowers. Last week, remember I showed you the daffodils, the small yellow flowers. We're definitely selling those. Hamlia says, sir, would you help me to pronounce sneak and snack? So if we look in the chat, so to sneak, I'll just show you. I'm gonna sneak by the camera. My kid's watching, she's gonna laugh at me. So this is me sneaking. I'm sneaking by the camera. So I'm walking really slowly so that people don't hear me. So that was me sneaking. And then a snack is like a small cookie or a biscuit. So I hope you laugh when you see me sneak by. Chupa says, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Let me just do something here for a sec. This is me sneaking. I'm sneaking by. Yeah, that was fucking. I'm cracking myself up. When you crack yourself up, it means you're making yourself laugh. So if I say I'm cracking myself up, it means that I'm doing things that are making me laugh at myself. Let's see here. Bob, I understand English, but I can't make the connection. What do I need to do? It really sometimes is just a matter of time. I often recommend to people watch a lot of TV. It's not lazy to watch a lot of English TV. It can really help your brain to start to connect things together. Noon says, when you say the temp is down to 6, do you mean it's Celsius? Yes. In Canada, we use Celsius. In Southeast Asia winter, when it comes down to 10 or lower, it's extremely cold and we wouldn't be able to type. Canadians are kind of used to the cold. So this is, actually I can check the weather right now. I think it's 8 or 9 degrees. That's pretty normal. Like a nice sweater and a shirt and a pair of pants and we're good to go. So let's see. Kazim says, hi everyone. Just got from work and I wish you everyone to be fit and healthy. I appreciate your help, Bob. No problem. Augusta says, do you understand Spanish? No, I don't understand Spanish. Rachel needs a conversation partner. I hope that you can find one. Clive is here. Hi, Clive. Welcome. I haven't seen your name yet. Maybe you've already been watching. If you watched the lesson on sports, you can thank Clive because Clive wanted a lesson on sports. Lali has watched some of Cyprien's videos. Cool. Let's see here. Good morning, says Ensing. Good morning, Ensing. Good to see you again. I remember your name from last week. Jose says, hi, Bob. Do you think the person making exchange in here just 1 month? You know, you guys are free to do language exchanges with each other. That would be great. Edson says, hi, Bob. What's the difference between she told and she said? Is there a difference in the for conversation? So if you say that she said she went to the city, she told someone she went to the city. That's the difference there. So that's a tricky one to explain. But if I say, you know, yesterday I told my children not to be loud, you could also say yesterday I said to my children not to be loud. So there's a slight variation there, and hopefully you can kind of see the difference. Not super easy to explain though. Zahra says, do you have an idea about Ramadan? I have heard about Ramadan. I am somewhat familiar with it, and after this video, I will go and read about Ramadan because I want to know more about it. Zeev says, when you asked how do you feel, what's the best answer when you feel good? You just say, I feel great, or I feel good today, or things are going well. So if someone says to me, hey, do you feel good? I would say, I feel awesome. I feel great. Those would be good answers. Abdallah says, the crazy thing is that I'm from a country where 99.9% of the people speak French, but I don't speak any French except for a few words, including salut and bonjour. Abdallah, it's time to learn French. That's what I would say. Uu says, Bob, can you speak Chinese language? Uu, I can say, I don't think I can say anything. I was gonna, is it she? Thank you. I'm probably really not pronouncing it very well, but sorry, I will learn a few more words. Hamlia says, awesome, thank you for your kindness. I really appreciate that. You are a lovely and kind teacher. There is a cat behind me now. I'm not sure if you could see it. May God bless you. Clive says, thank you. No problem. Victor says, Bob, what's the pronunciation of course and curse? So a course is a class that you take. So you pay money to go to a school, and when you're in a school, you enroll in a course. And so you go to class every day because you are in a course. So that's what a course is. A curse is when you're angry with someone and you hope that bad things happen to them and you say it out loud. So you're like, you curse someone. We also say that you use curse words. So bad words, swear words, we call curse words. Let's see here. Hi, Bob, can you explain the word stay put? Yeah, so when you stay put, it means that you don't move. So sometimes we'll tell our dog to stay put. So we'll say, Oscar, stay put. And all that means is we want him to sit and not move. We also use this as people. So for instance, Jen and I plan to stay put. We like the house we live in. We like the place we live. So we are not planning to move. We are planning to stay put. So, Lali says, I see your cat. Yeah, there's two, the twins. Esther, what's the name of the two cats? What? Leo and Lily, I think, are their names. Leo and Lily are the cat names. So, CK Wu says, is that a cat? Yes. There's a cat behind me. Yep. There's two orange cats. We have two orange cats. Nian says, I hear lots of animal sounds around. Which do you expect your dog and which do you have except your dog and those cats? I guess you have some birds there. So there are a bunch of little birds flying around right now, Nian. There's some swallows and some sparrows. Let me type that. The birds are wild. They are called sparrows. And then Rayad says, hi, Bob. Yes. Hamlia says, are they new cats? No, they've lived with us for a while. We don't have any kittens right now. So kitten, we don't have any kittens right now. But back to the birds. There's just lots of wild birds in Canada flying around. Christiane says, hi, Bob. Hello, Christiane. Uu says, that is so nice for say hi Chinese language and you can speak Thai language. Yeah. Sheshe. Sheshe? Did I say it right? GCNG is here. I hope I'm saying it right. Tell you what, so I have Chinese students in my classes right now. They come from China to practice English. I'm going to have them help me learn some Chinese this week, and then I'll speak some Chinese in my next live stream. Kazim says, I would like to give you some information about Ramadan. For us as a Muslim, we are fasting from sunrise to sunset. So we are not to eat or drink anything at all. So that's during the day for a whole month. And then after sunset, then do you spend a lot of time with family having food? That's what I guess you would do, right? So you go all day. So you get up super early before the sun comes up and have some food. That's neat, very neat. Hey, I'm at the end of the chat. People should ask some questions. Oh, there's one. Do shall and will have the same meaning? So Victor, the word shall, like you shall not park here. Shall is a really, really old word. And will is slightly different. So if I say, I will go to work and I shall go to work, they do mean the same thing. But if I say I shall go to work, it makes me sound like a really old person. And we don't use the word very much anymore. We use the word will a lot more. Rachel says yes. I'm assuming I pronounced it right. Christiane says, are you a language teacher in Canada? I am, but I teach French right now. But I am trained as a language teacher to teach French. But it's pretty easy when you train to teach one language and you speak English as well. It's easy to teach English. So when I started my YouTube channel, I thought it would be easier because I'm a native English speaker. It would be easier to teach English on YouTube. So, but all of the techniques and training that I have to teach French, I use the same when I teach English. So Zahra says, yep. Terry says tiki. Hi, Terry Smith. I'm not sure what tiki is. John Kindle says, should I say good evening, sir, or hello, sir, good evening? Please help. So if I was to run into a man who I respected, you could use the word sir. We don't use it a lot anymore. My students call me sir out of respect. But you could say good evening, sir, or you could say hello, sir, good evening. Both would be fine, John Kindle. Both would work. U says, "Xie is thanks in Chinese. Thank you." Terry Smith says, that's cool. Zeev says, I try to study Chinese. You can say ni hao for hello. Christiane says, very good. Beryl Wilson says, your pets are very active today, running from side to side. Yeah, they're a little crazy, Beryl Wilson. When there's lots of birds flying around, the cats, I think, get a little crazier because I think they want to hunt a little bit. So Jenny Chen says, yes, that's right. Thanks, Jenny. Christiane says, because you explain very well. So Christiane, I really try hard to speak in a way where people can understand me. That's really important to me. Sometimes during the live streams, I talk too fast because I get excited because I like doing this. So Kazim says, what's the difference between lawyer and solicitor? They are pretty much the same, Kazim. So generally in English, we use the word lawyer. That's like the common term, lawyer. But you could also use solicitor. Like I went to court to see a judge and I hired a solicitor or I hired a lawyer. I think solicitor is used a little more in the UK, in Britain. Zahra says, Bob, we can learn the English language from songs. Yes, so songs and music are a really good way to learn English because we say in English that it's catchy, right? It's fun to listen to music and it's easy to learn the words because you like to sing along. So you play the song and then you sing the words while the song is playing. And the other good thing about music is, if I said, read this book 100 times, you would say, no, it's boring. I don't want to read a book 100 times. But if I say, listen to this song 100 times, and if it's a song you like, no problem. You'll listen to it 100 times. So it's really good to get the words in your head. Riyadh says, keep up the great work. I love you, man. Thanks. No problem. Good use of the word man, by the way. I did a short lesson on that the other day. Kazim says, in English, most of the time English natives use mate, so they rarely use sir. Yeah, we don't say mate. Like I don't say, hey mate, do you want to go out and have some food? We sometimes say buddy, but not very often. But mate is definitely more British or Australian. Ooh says, Bob, can you speak the Thai language? No, and I don't know anyone that speaks Thai, so that would be a challenge, for me to learn. Anna Rita says, your speech is really clear. Yes, I try really hard, Anna Rita, to make sure that I speak clearly. Rachel Ting says, Bob, say Chinese language, have a Chinese accent. Yeah, I think when I said ni hao, I tried to say ni hao. I don't know. My students told me once how to say that. I'll practice more. Why is weather always cold? And then closed, it doesn't really work there, but why is the weather always cold? Here in Canada, it will be warm soon, Christiane. It will be very warm soon. GCNG says, ni hao means hello or hi. Excellent. Victor says, what does jog mean? So I did sneak. Should I do jog? Okay, I'll show you jog. So when you jog, it means that you go for a run for exercise. So this is me jogging. But you would do it obviously a lot longer than that. So in English, when people go for a jog, it means that they go and run for 20 or 30 minutes and they do it for exercise. So that's what a jog is. Clive says, ingredients and materials and components are the same. So that depends. Ingredients, Clive, are used for food. Materials are used when you're building something like a house. You go and buy all the materials to build a house. And components are what you buy if you were building a computer. So ingredients are for food. Materials are for things like houses or even furniture. If you were building a chair, you would go buy all the wood and screws and glue. And then components are what you buy to build something electronic. So they kind of mean the same thing, but they each have their own specific area. Anne says, hi Bob, I watched the movie and the main character says, anything goes, when he did a weird thing in that movie. Can you explain that phrase to me? So people like to live a certain way. And there's things that they like to do and things that they don't like to do. But there are people who will do anything. And they usually say things like anything goes. So it means that if they're out and they're driving their car, and I like to drive the speed limit or close to it, but someone who lives and thinks anything goes, they'll just drive fast all the time. So someone who says anything goes really just cares about having fun, I think. I think that's what that phrase would mean. Zeev says, I read books of John Grisham in English, and he's a lawyer. John Grisham writes really good books. They're somewhat easy to read once you get to a certain level, and they're good stories. Alok says, over there vs out there. Oh, over there versus out there. So out there are lots of birds. So it's the whole area, like out there are lots of birds. But over there, if I point to a specific spot, it's just a difference in how big an area you're pointing to, Alok. So if I say, over there's a park, that's how I would say that. But if I say out there are lots of trees, it's a bigger area. So it's the difference between like the whole area and just pointing to one spot. Over there's an airplane. Kazim says, everyone asks you about their languages, so I'm going to ask about mine too. Can you speak Kurdish? No, I can't. I should look up some words in Kurdish. Maybe you could send me some on Facebook, Kazim. Nyun says, when doing this live stream, do you just speak with a teaching language? Any idea about making a video serial that you speak with your natural language? Kind of short, natural speaking, thank you. So I haven't thought about that a lot. You are right though, when I'm doing the live stream, I do speak a little slower than normal, and I do pronounce my words very clearly, but it's not that much different than how I normally talk. Because it's live, I get excited, and sometimes I talk too quickly. But I think also because I'm a dad, because I have 5 kids, I tend to speak really clearly to my own children because I want them to understand. And because I'm a teacher, I think I use my teacher voice a lot. Clive says, thank you very much. No problem, Clive. Abraham says, what time is it? It's 8:15 almost. We're almost done, actually. So Kazim says, what kind of books do you recommend to improve our English language? I think last week I promised I would put some book names in the description, and I never did it. I promise I will do that tomorrow, Kazim. I was going to put books for beginners, intermediate, and advanced, and I forgot to do that. So I will put some books in the comment or description tomorrow. Abdallah, is this live stream being recorded? Because I want to watch it later. Yes, you can come back and watch it later, Abdallah. It will be available on this channel. You can come and watch it. The chat will be beside as well. So you can see the chat going by while you listen to it again. And you can pause it. You can also, it will add automatic subtitles, not like on my normal videos, I make the subtitles, but for this, if you watch tomorrow, it will have automatic subtitles, which are usually correct, but sometimes they're a little bit wrong. You can also slow the video down a little bit when you watch it again. Rachel says, Bob is a language hunter. Speak Chinese is very well incorrect. You know, someday when I have lots of time, I will learn a few more languages, but right now, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Priya Newt says, what's the difference between hiking and trekking? So, I'm almost out of tea. We in English in Canada use the word hiking. So hiking is when you go out into a wild area like the woods or the forest or the mountains and you hike. So you follow trails as you go through. Trekking, I think, is used probably in other English-speaking countries. I've heard the word, but it's not a word that we use a lot. Yeah. I think, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Victor says, is out to used nowadays? Out to. I'm not sure, Victor. You'll have to give me a full example sentence for that one. Karen says, I felt a little tired and listened to 1 hour English video, but I keep following on Bob's video. Yeah, I think I just have too much fun. But hey, people, this needs to be the end. So I know there's some questions there still, but it has been 1 hour. I need to wrap this up. We need to say that this live stream is over for another week. Don't forget, you should, if you can, come back tomorrow and watch this video again. It's good to get the words in your head a little bit more. Remember, you can also pause and replay parts of this and practice saying the words yourself if there's phrases I use that you want to learn. And then other than that, give me a like. Subscribe if you have not. There's a button down there if you need to subscribe if you've never watched my videos before. And go and watch a video if you have time yet. Otherwise, have a good night's sleep, and I will see you. New video coming out Tuesday morning. So lots of people saying thank you. Lots of people saying bye in the chat. I'm just going to say thanks, everyone. I'm going to try and spell it right. My fingers are cold. I'm gonna type that. My fingers are cold. Bye and have a great day and a great week. And then I like to say you are all awesome. I like the word awesome. Have you ever noticed that? So I'm going to push the button. This is going to end. It was